for one of the world's tech giants, one of the big names. There's only a few of those big names, so you can imagine who it might be. So we were developing the voice recognition technology that is built into all of their devices, basically in 8 different languages. So we had a language company, and within the space of 5 months, we built a team of 270 freelance language contributors across the world, 270 freelance workers, 79 of them actively servicing our assignments. But all of that, I came crash, bang, wallop into quite a few complexities. And well, it's what happens in business, right? You have seriously big complications to overcome. And if you don't overcome them, then they crush you. And for me, they crushed me back then.
Martians landed.
Yes.
Wearing Prada suits.
Yes.
Drinking Henry Seltzer.
Yes.
Chewing juicy fruit.
Yes, and?
Your branding here.
Yes, brand.
Your message here.
Yes, and?
A verse about.
Yes.
Your product here.
Yes.
I'm Hirsch Redman.
Yes, and?
I'm a message therapist.
Yes.
And I have a podcast.
Yes, brand.
That's right, that's it.
Yes.
We'll help you fix the world.
Yes.
Or your bottom line.
All right.
Your bottom line.
Get it. I get it. Welcome to the Yes Brand Podcast.
With me today on the Yes Brand Podcast is Marc-John Brown. Marc-John is the co-founder and co-director of Native Wisdom Hub with his wife, Erica Warkaya. And we are going to learn their story. We're not going to just learn about Native Wisdom, but we're going to learn about Native Wisdom Hub, and we're going to learn about the world's fast emerging psychedelic renaissance and an industry that's rooted in ethics, responsibility, and integrity. And this wasn't always Marc-John's way, and whilst a student of Indigenous wisdom tradition since his late teens, he qualified as a language interpreter and a translator at age 22. And from age 24 onwards, he opened 6 companies, launching 2 of them fully before crashing and burning in 2018 and 2019. And it was the burnout that led him to his deepest calling, Indigenous wisdom traditions. And so the road to the present is not one without its twists and turns. Welcome, Marc-John, to Yes Brand.
Thank you very much. What a great introduction. Thank you so much.
It's great to have you, man. Great to talk to you again. Let's start at the present. Tell us where you are, where you are, literally where you're in the world today, and what's happening with Native Wisdom Hub.
Yeah, man. So I'm here in the middle of an oak forest in Highland Perthshire in Scotland, and I am preparing for a deep nature connection retreat this weekend with a group of people, where we're going to teach them the art of deep nature connection and what it is to really re-indigenize, and what that means is to recuperate that sacred relationship, that to experience a level of symbiosis with the natural world. So that's why I'm here. I'm preparing the space, I'm preparing myself, I'm preparing my psyche for receiving 10 people this coming weekend, which I think the weekend is only about 3 days away from now. And so that's where we're at and what we're doing right now. I'm looking forward to my wife joining me in just 2 days. She'll be coming to help me here. She's currently with the kids. But we'll sort out the nanny and whatever, and then my wife will come, and she'll be leading a cacao ceremony, actually. So looking forward to that.
That's exciting. And it's interesting to think of that in the context of what I had just mentioned about your businesses and your road and your focus. So tell the audience a little bit about the road that you were on in 2018.
Oh, 2018. That's a great question. So I was running the 2 companies on a parallel basis. Serviced apartments across 2 cities in Scotland, and also a language company that's what it was servicing the development of a voice recognition technology for one of the world's tech giants, one of the big names. There's only a few of those big names, so you can imagine who it might be. So we were developing the voice recognition technology that is built into all of their devices, basically in 8 different languages. So we had a language company, and yeah, like within the space of like 5 months, we built a team of 270 freelance language contributors across the world, 270 freelance workers, 79 of them actively servicing our assignments. But yeah, that all of that, I came crash, bang, wallop into quite a few like complexities. And well, it's what happens in business, right? You have like seriously big complications to overcome. And if you don't overcome them, then they crush you. And for me, yeah, they crushed me back then. So because emotionally and mentally, psychologically, I was just not capable of withstanding that the level of complexity and pressure back then. And yeah, I crashed and burned like towards the end of, it started in October 2018 and ran right through to like April 2019. Yeah, big energy.
So it's interesting. So the time-wise with what was going on in the world, you actually kind of dovetailed with almost with the pandemic. Within a few months, there was a global pandemic. What was the transition like for you? And at what point did you say did you recognize that you and Erica wanted to found Native Wisdom Hub?
Yeah, I love the way you frame your questions, man. So yeah, great question. So it was like by the end of my burnout period, when I kind of got a little bit of gas back in my tank, a little bit of my mojo back, that through that deep process of like crashing, burning, that soul searching, I really just got real with myself and, asked myself, like, why did I even begin all of this? Like, what brought me to this position in the first place, right? And the answer is because I had such a big mission on my heart to be able to help and support the indigenous populations of the Andes Mountains and the Amazon jungle, and also to like apprentice deeply with those lineages. I've been studying by that point, even though I qualified as an interpreter and translator age 22, from age like 18, 19, my late teens, I've been studying earth-based wisdom traditions and shamanic traditions, like since then, all the way through. And so that interest, that passion, those studies, they were with me all the way through all the craziness of my company, opening companies and the beginning of my fatherhood and everything. And then that was it. Like I decided, wow, okay, well, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna live in the Amazon jungle, and I'm gonna go, do my thing and live with one of the tribes, and I'm gonna learn their ways and like just live with them and see what they have to teach me about health, well-being, happiness, ecology, all the things. From there, like we began running retreats in December 2019. But then, of course, the pandemic hit. And then another wave of like, for want of a better way of saying it, another wave of shit came our way with, with the pandemic, right? Like March, April 2020. And I had to fly all the way back from the Amazon jungle to be with my family again. My wife was just pregnant with her second baby, and I started the whole soul searching thing again. As I was by the rivers just on the outskirts of my home city, like I could hear the voice of my teacher who I was living in the Amazon jungle, and he like I could just hear his voice, like, okay, this is what wants to be birthed through me, right? Okay. Back then it was Jungle Wisdom Academy, but then we rebranded in, what was it, January 2023, I think it was. Yeah, we rebranded fully to Native Wisdom Hub. And that's how it all began. That's how it all began in really like difficult times, just as I thought I was like picking up real momentum again, right? And like actually getting my wherewithal and a bit of dignity back. Boom, the pandemic comes and like literally boots me out of the Amazon jungle and back to Scotland.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and what did it say to you that, maybe about the power that we do or don't have to control our environments, that you had made a conscious decision, gotten a hold of yourself, and kind of started to restart, and then the universe just does what it does? How did you react to that?
Well, there was a lot of surrendering. because it's like a two-sided coin. We there is no doubt that nature and the universe is in control of everything. Like command central is out there in the cosmos, whatever you want to call it. But also we do have the capacity to manifest our reality, right? So, and I kind of came face to face with that, like, wow, I was just building this whole reality for me and this future for my family as well, and then boom, the carpet was once more swept from under my feet. But then there was a level of grace and humility and acceptance and surrender that came from that. And also that was greatly helped by the fact that my wife was pregnant with our second child, right? So it wasn't easy in any way whatsoever, but with grace, with surrender, I think by like literally 1 year later, right as like international travel was only just like beginning to be able to be a thing again, boom, we went back to the Amazon jungle and ran a retreat and an expedition. So and that really helped just set everything in motion for us.
Did you bring the babies with you when you did this?
Yeah, because my wife's from Peru, right? So
right.
we have grandparents.
And right, okay. And so now you started another company. So having been through burnout, having been through the challenges you went through, when you started something new from the point of view of being an entrepreneur, because you were still an entrepreneur and you still had the fascination, the interest, and the study of indigenous cultures and all of that. So as an entrepreneur, how was the experience of setting up a business and building a business different?
I think that we executed a brand strategy pretty well without even realizing it. Like we were just like wading our way through life and kind of like really leading with our heart. And like Jungle Wisdom Academy, what Native Wisdom Hub used to be, it was never actually a company. It was just a brand. It was literally just a brand.
Mm-hmm.
And we operated it. I mean, we spoke to the four winds. We shouted to the four winds about it. Of course, we told everybody about it. But nobody knew that behind the scenes, there was no formal legal structure in place. It was just, we were just running it as a self-employed, business, basically, not a company, not a limited company, right? And actually the company only just turned 1 year old 12 days ago. We incorporated in September 2023 officially, but we built the brand, right? And we brought the people with us with the brand. Then we incorporated. So now for a year officially, we've officially been actually building another company. What before we were doing was building a brand. Now we just united. We just put the brand in a company structure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm proud of that. I'm pretty
Yeah.
damn
congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, and that is an interesting point that you bring up, which is there is brand building and there is infrastructure and company and organization. Now, building what is now Native Wisdom Hub as a brand, what are some of the core values that you espouse?
Community, connection, empathy, inclusivity, integrity. Yeah. And of course, in the field that we are in, you said it right at the very beginning, like we are on a mission to steward this emerging industry in ways rooted in ethics, responsibility, and integrity, right? So, and yeah, in the building of the company and of course the team, like all of those values lace their way through our everything we do. In fact, even more so, like literally, I've just gotten two of my before doing this interview, I got two of my coaching clients on just random calls, just in the past half hour before this recording, just to ask permission if we could reschedule their session for next week, and I'll give them like an extra free session as a gesture of my gratitude for them having the grace of giving that to me, because I feel that if I mix the energy of doing external client work whilst I'm in here preparing for a retreat for other people, it doesn't feel like I'm in integrity, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I want to stay, I want to stay focused on this depth of work that I'm doing out here, So yeah, integrity, ethics, responsibility, those are big, but community, connection, empathy, huge.
And tell us a little bit about your team and who is working with you to make this a reality.
So we have my wife, who's the co-director, and she is, literally, I think, when we were last connecting, we connected like, I think a month or so ago. I think
About
that
a
was the
month
last time
ago,
we,
yeah.
yeah. And I was telling you, like, if it weren't for my wife, Native Wisdom Hub would be in tatters right now, like, because she has been the
Yeah.
absolute linchpin of it all. And I mean, okay, everybody sees me in public, right? But like my wife is without her, this would not have happened. And I think that I think I told you that right now we're in the middle of our second six-figure year in a row. So from like August 2022 till now, which at the time of recording, we're in September 2024, we've just built from strength to strength. And that's because of my wife's level of leadership, right? My wife has stepped up to like have a real say in matters. And we've found, okay, it's been a little bit uncomfortable, like, like just finding the way to like properly work and leading an organization together. But we found our way, and we're still finding our way. Let's be honest, we're still finding our way. But in finding our way, we have done really, really well. And we've built a team. I mean, apart from the financial team, of course, who do an amazing job just keeping us right and, like stopping us from going insane with accounting stuff and all those technicalities. But like the main team, we got a team of 3, Daniel, Emily, and Venus. And I have to give a shout out as well, like we up until this point, up until this very month, we had a team of Nigerians, like a team of like 4 Nigerians who basically helped set the runway for our company in terms of ops, in terms of integrations, in terms of like just workflow in the digital environment. But we've just parted ways with them, and now it's Daniel, Emily, and Venus. Venus is like our superstar social media person that just like makes the most insanely amazing content, videos, reels, posts. Like she's just amazing. Emily is the brand manager. She's like the one that helps us with our she's the Hirsch of Native Wisdom Hub, right?
Yeah.
Make sure that we are on brand all the time. There's nobody. She's been with us since 2020, right at the beginning. There's nobody that knows the brand voice as intimately as she does, right? So she just oversees everything and makes sure that nothing is falling out of alignment with her voice. And her partner, Daniel, is just a tech whiz. He's a tech whiz. He runs, we're on Kajabi, so he deals with all the technicalities of Kajabi, all the analytics, whilst also having a little bit of a flair for what's it called? Graphic design, right? So he's got like that little UX, user experience kind of mojo as well, that's just rooted in all of that analytic, technical knowledge that he's got. But we run our team on love and empathy and connection and community. And like we bring what I would consider to be indigenous wisdom into our boardroom, into our operations. And there's not one piece of a member of the team that doesn't come to the table. Like if their granny is ill and it's affecting them emotionally, like it has to be brought to the table and laid on the table so we can hold space for it and like pour our love on them, right? And help them, basically help and support them, right? And then we talk about work stuff and get through all the important stuff.
And that actually was going to be my next question was, how do you maintain this organization in the context of Native Wisdom Hub and what it represents and its practices and so forth? In other words, just what you explained, I mean, you answered the question. How do you maintain not the brand integrity externally, but internally, but you explained it beautifully. So tell us a little of your vision for, the next phase, or whatever you have planned, let's say for the rest of the year.
For the rest of the year, we'll be focused on, I mean, my wife and I, touch wood, like we've just had an offer of a mortgage for a new home. And so we're probably going to be spending the next 4 to 5 weeks just focused fully on moving home with our family. Of course,
Congratulations, that's great.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really pleased with that. It's right on the 6-minute drive from Loch Lomond, one of the most famous and like beautiful lakes in the whole of Scotland. Yeah. So, and then of course, I still have quite a bit of client work to be doing. I'm in love with my clients as well. Just private coaching and mentoring, just helping my clients live happier, healthier, more connected, with more empathy in the world as they go about their amazing jobs, being CEOs of tech companies, or launching t-shirt brands and all sorts of other things. Music managers as well, and like boutique property developers. I'm fascinated by all of them. So I'll be doing that. But then the big cherry on top of the cake is right at the end of the year, from the 10th to the 20th of December, we have a plant medicine retreat in Peru, in collaboration with Peru's indigenous population. So we're going to have some of the wisest elders from the Peruvian traditions over there working with us in retreat for up to 20 people in Peru's Sacred Valley, 10 days on site, part of a hybrid online, offline 8-week program, 2 weeks prep, 10 days on site, 5 weeks integration. And that just, again, makes my heart sing. It's a way of going back, visiting family in Peru, whilst also exposing our tribe, our community, to the absolute magic of Peru that has, set my entire life path and lit the way for me.
That is fantastic. Well, MJ, I realized that we had talked about this. I said, "Oh, do you like to be called Marc-John, or can I call you MJ?" And you were like, "Yeah, that's fine." But as we wrap up, you made some connection go off, which was, the people that you coach are in large part, and I hope, a lot of the people that are in our audience. They're execs, they're entrepreneurs, they're doing their work, starting their businesses, leading their businesses. So is there a piece of native wisdom that you can share with them to close our interview out?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, what is his name? Simon Sinek. He says, start with why, right? Or is it Stephen Covey? Start with the end in mind. Simon Sinek says, start with why. Stephen Covey says, start with the end in mind, right?
Right.
That's number one. But really, like, for a successful, success is, to me, success is a peaceful mind, a joyful heart, and a regulated nervous system. And if you can increase the joy that lives in your heart through the art of connection with your environment, with yourself, and with the team that you have like under your command and under your leadership, then that's a sure sign of success. So lead with joy. Do what you need to do to cultivate a peaceful mind, joyful heart, and regulated nervous system. And from that place, like, literally anything is possible. And you know what? Speaking of that, is it cool if I give you a link to like a free gift?
Yes, please.
I'd love to.
Oh, that'd be lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, a free gift.
Thank you.
Yeah, all that story of the burnout and the crashing, the burning, the picking myself back up, the deep self-inquiry that brought me to this place of building a business of my dreams. I learned a few lessons from that, and I condensed it into a PDF document. Four core lessons that I learned. And yeah, if the audience is interested, I'll give you the link. They can download that free gift from my heart to yours and to theirs.
If you liked the show,
Yes, and
it worked for you,
yes, then
subscribe and leave a
yes, friend.
5-star review.
Yes, friend.
Tell all your friends.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Get your branding here.
Yes, friend.
Did I make it clear?
Yes, friend.
Get your branding on
Yes.
before they're gone.